Hey everybody, I'm here to talk today about Dumplin by Julie Murphy. There's the cover. One of the better covers recently. I'm real fussy about covers. Sometimes it's a great book, but the cover is no good. I do like Dumplin. It's appealing, it pulls you in, gives you a sense of what's happening right off the bat. I also, of course, do love a book about a fat girl making good. So I was sucked right in. In fact, when I read that Dumplin was coming out, I hadn't heard of it, but I was really excited to try and read it. I got the copy the day it came out, just like some other books recently, and blazed right through it. If you don't know the story, Willow Dean is a large girl. She has never been bothered by her weight ever, which I love because it seems like every book that has an overweight character, I think they maybe are written by maybe not so fat people, because every book has the obligatory scene where the fat girl or the fat boy is disappointed, and so they go home and they binge and binge and binge, and then they just hate themselves even more than before. That's not Willow Dean. Willow Dean does not binge. She's not concerned about her weight. She's never been concerned about her weight, which is kind of surprising given that her mother is the chairman of the local beauty pageant, which is huge in this town. Everybody takes part in the beauty pageant, and her mom was the queen years before, and her mom prides herself on the fact that she can still fit in the dress that she won the crown in, and this is a big thing in this town, that she shows up on stage wearing this dress. So it's kind of surprising Willow Dean has not been concerned about her weight. But she's not. She loves Dolly Parton, and that is the entree to how she got to be buddies with her best friend Ellen. They bonded over Dolly Parton years before. They still love Dolly Parton. They are best of friends. She also loved her aunt, who died before the book begins. And her mother's kind of not dealing with her aunt's death. Her aunt died basically because she was so overweight and she had so many health problems. And Mom is not really mentioning that. She kind of comes down on Willow Dean about her weight, and Willow Dean is not ready to let her aunt go. In fact, her mom starts making moves to clean out the aunt's office or room, and Willow Dean does not want that to happen. So, all of this is happening when she, at work, this hot boy, Beau, who she's always had a crush on, suddenly seems to be interested in her. And for the first time in her life, Willow Dean thinks about her weight. Because as they have makeout sessions in his car, she becomes acutely aware of her size, of his hands roaming over her, and how big she is. And for the first time, she becomes self-conscious about her weight. Now, Beau's keeping some secrets from her, and when she finds that out, she ends things with him. And kind of in a fit, without even necessarily meaning to, she enters the pageant, decides to enter the pageant. It's sort of a whim on her part. It's not to make a point necessarily. She just does it. But she inspires some other misfits at school. Another large girl, a girl with horrible teeth. Some other girls at school enter with her. And she suddenly becomes kind of this figurehead for them, which is not what she intended at all. And it also leads to a decay in her relationship with Ellen because of a problem that they have. Especially because Ellen has a new friend now, and Willow Dean overhears Ellen's new friend talking about how Ellen is so nice to take pity on this poor fat girl, and she begins to question her relationship with Ellen. So of course things are falling apart for Willow Dean, and she has to try and enter this pageant and do the best that she can at it, because she's kind of stuck in it now. She believes that her relationship with Beau is over, and she starts dating somebody else, but it appears that Beau is maybe not done with her yet. So there's a lot of things going on, which is one of the things I like about this book, because it weaves a lot of different things together. It's one of those stories where, I won't say it's deep, it's not a super deep story, but it's one where you end and you kind of realize that, oh, a lot of things happened in that book. It wasn't just, oh, this story of this girl and entering a pageant and isn't that funny or isn't that inspiring or whatever. No, there's a lot of other things going on in here too. A lot of growth on the part of Willow Dean. So I loved it for a lot of reasons. Now, her relationship with the new boyfriend, I think it's realistic. I wish that things had worked out better for him, because he's a great guy. He's a great character. But again, that's realistic, because you don't always, end up loving the person who loves you the most. And I like him, and I wanted him to have a happier life and a happier ending to what happened with their relationship. Not that he doesn't have a happy life. He seems fine, but, I wanted things to be a little happier for that. I also felt like her relationship with her mom, I wasn't entirely sure. Mom kind of pressures her about her weight. But then sometimes she's all behind her in the pageant. But then sometimes she's not behind her in the pageant, and she wants her to slim down, or she wants her to wear a dress that is more Mumo-ish. So I was kind of unsure where they stood. Are they okay? Are they not okay? Again, maybe that's the way moms and daughters actually are. You just sort of ignore the problems and you move on. And it seemed like things were working out for them okay, or they seemed okay with their relationship as things went on. But it was a concern for me from time to time. But still, overall, really liked Dumplin. Would recommend it, especially for anybody who has ever had any weight issues. Hey, who hasn't? And it maybe really appeal to them. And it seems like a realistic depiction of somebody who actually does have some weight issues and some of the struggles they go through without being pandering in any way. So, recommend Dumplin. Give it a try.